What can I say? I think we've got to the final frontier for this symposium. One thing I'm just going to mention very briefly before we get into the main closing of the closing ceremony is that it has been pointed out to me that a famous scientist lived and worked in Adelaide for many years in the late 1880s, and that was William Henry Bragg, which I hope as radiation scientists is a name that's familiar to you. This is maybe a bit of an oversight that he hasn't had a mention at any other point during the meeting. So Bragg came from England, he worked in Adelaide, and it is thought that he probably produced the first medical radiograph in Australia in 1896, so not long after Röntgen's discovery. And of course, he and his son Lawrence, the X-ray he took was of his son's broken arm. And he then, of course, with his son, went on to win the Nobel Prize for his work on X-ray crystallography in 1915. So that's just a little take-home message for starters. But first of all, I'd like to ask our host, or a representative of our host, Cameron Jeffries and then Gillian Hirth from ARPS and our Panzer, just to say a few words first. So, Cameron.
Thank you, Claire, and thanks to everyone for making it to the last session here today. I've gone through months and months of uncertainty, and as you go through the uncertainty and the stress, you worry, and et cetera, and everyone here has thankfully been kind enough, and I forgot that everyone always says how wonderful the symposium is when you actually get to the symposium. So thank you everyone for your kind remarks during the week, and I'm certainly looking forward to my holiday tomorrow, where I'm going to get some cosmic radiation dose. So we've all enjoyed high quality presentations, and over the last 4 days, including during the symposium days, where we've had some very information-rich presentations. We had a very limited number of speaking spots within the ARPS side of the program. It was a very difficult decision on behalf of the committee to pick and choose the papers that we'd like to include in that program. And so we've had to have also a lot of high quality posters. So thank you to all the authors for presenting your work or preparing posters and taking the opportunity to showcase your work to the international guests here. It's definitely a team effort. I'm just a figurehead, so I was going to quickly ask those people involved in helping with the organisation to stand up in your seats, and you do know who you are. But Brad and Brent, Tony if you're here, Jim, Paula Vivas, and look, we've had a great team supporting us within the ARPS organisation, so please thank those people. I think Paula may have run away because I did warn her that I was going to ask her to stand up. So we had a couple of ARPS matters. So this year we haven't prepared ARPS awards for Best Speaker or Best Presenter. A slight oversight, but let's not worry about what the committee didn't look after. I did want to mention the Australasian Radiation Protection Accreditation Board. So during this meeting, we've welcomed and passed the final testing for one of our new accredited people within the RPAB board. So that's Cameron Storm. So I would like to just congratulate Cameron Storm on completing his accreditation and achieving certification in radiation protection from RPAB. Look, it has been a very great honour to be able to host ICRP in conjunction with our Panzer. Thank you to all of the local people from Australia and New Zealand who've come to Adelaide to join us and support the conference, and also thank you to everyone who's travelled from the rest of the world to come and support the symposium. So hopefully you've seen that ARPS does put on a wonderful, excellent show, and you can hopefully travel home to your respective countries and share that how great it is to come to an ARPS organised event, and certainly make sure that everyone, if they come to Australia, they will have a great experience, and we will organise kangaroos to be hopping down the road and everything. So look, we hope to see you again at some future ARPS annual conferences, and thank you everyone for being here.
I think I'll try and keep my words fairly short. I think Cameron has really summed up a lot of the thanks that needs to be made to the organising group from ARPS, also the ICRP Secretariat staff, ARPS Committee. I'd like to acknowledge Leishman Associates, who I think have done a wonderful job of organising all of the logistics here at the Convention Centre. I'd like to thank staff at Arpanza who have also supported the local committee, but also myself in contributing to the organisation of the symposium. It's hard to believe that, it was 3 years ago or more that we agreed to do this, and there has been a few concerning moments as to whether we'd actually get here and pull it all off. And I can't express how proud I'm actually feeling at this moment. I think it's been a wonderful symposium, wonderful presentations. I think it's been a lovely balance of the local presentations on the Monday and the Tuesday through the ARPS Forum, but the quality of presentations for all our international presenters and national presenters as well. I'd really like to thank all of the attendees that have come from across Australia, across the region, but also from across the world. It's been wonderful to see so many of our international colleagues suffer a little bit with jet lag, as now you know how we always feel when we go away. But I hope that you truly understand that we put on such a wonderful conference and symposium to ensure that next time we hold an event like this that you'll come back, because you know exactly what you're going to get, and that is a really high quality, excellent event. With that, and also on behalf of Carl Magnus, who apologised for not being able to be here for the closing remarks, and Arpanza, I'd like to wish you all very safe travels, be that home, be that around Australia or elsewhere if you are taking time for some holidays. And thank you very much.
Gillian, thank you. First of all, I think I can really only reiterate the words of Cameron and of Gillian on behalf of ICRP. It is a huge thank you to our hosts, ARPS and Arpanza, of course, all our sponsors, and everyone who has been involved in the organisation of this meeting. It has, I think, as Gillian said, been wonderful. It has delivered on everything I hoped it would have delivered, and I too am extremely proud of what we have done together. So thank you all to everyone, including all of you who have come, and particularly all of those who are still here at nearly 6 o'clock on the final day. So thank you. And I mentioned in the opening ceremony that we've come a long way in the ICRP symposia since 2011. We've now held 5 symposia in 8 years. And this has been a journey, quite a long and difficult journey at times for ICRP. But each time I think we've learnt things, and I think each symposium has undoubtedly got better and better. So this is my last symposium. In 2021, I will no longer be a member of ICRP, and I will certainly not be the chair. There will be a new leadership, as Jacques Lachar is also stepping down as vice chair. So first of all, I would just like to wish the next chair, the team, and all those who, of course, will be delivering the next symposium to you, my best wishes. We will, of course, be working very hard with the organising committees for the next symposium, because we're not stepping down until the middle of 2021. So I say it's been a journey. So what about ICRP? Well, BHP on the first day of the symposium, I think, told us to think big. ICRP, I think we've had big dreams and big ideas, and it is with very great pleasure to see that a lot of these have come true, and particularly at this symposium here in Adelaide. Maybe if we think about an ICRP meeting in the future, where will this be? I've had maps up of where we've been and where there are areas that we should go. One area I've never put on a slide is perhaps ICRP should be thinking about a meeting in space. That Ibis Space Hotel that Wes mentioned might, of course, be becoming a reality maybe for the 150th centenary or 150th anniversary of ICRP celebrations. I don't know. But if Richard Branson, Elon Musk, if these people have anything to do with it, maybe it's not such a far-fetched idea in the future at all. Anyway, with this, I'm not going to say any more. Again, as I say, I hope everyone has safe travels home from this symposium. We very much look forward to seeing you again in the future.